Hi travelers, Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm coming to you today with a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. Please check back to your Moon and Rising sign as they are posted. In order to gain more insight into your specific situation does require a personal reading. And how that works is I take your birth date and the birth date of anybody else that may be involved, and I meditate on the cards, and then we lay the spread. If you think you might be interested in a personal reading with me, you can simply click on one of the banners that will pop up that will take you directly over to my website. I do ask before you book or make payment that you do read the important information on booking, because that will explain a lot of things to you. Let's see. We are into the third or fourth month of our Jupiter in Libra cycle. We are in Mercury direct shadow phase. In other words, Mercury went direct on January 9th, but it still has a couple of weeks before it will pick up speed and get back to normal operations. That occurs January 28th. On the same day, we have the new moon in Aquarius. We have just gone through our, full moon in Cancer on January 12th. Now, I did some pre-shuffling and meditation on the cards for this, and two cards that came out were the Eight of Swords, and then I have the Temperance card, which is representative of Sagittarius itself. We do know that we are still in the midst of our Saturn and Sagittarius cycle. Saturn stays in one sign for about 2 years, and then you get your Jupiter return. So I think we have Jupiter in Libra. That comes about, it ends October 2016, where it will be moving into Scorpio. So it will be in Scorpio from November 2017 to November 2018. At which point Jupiter will then move into Sagittarius. So you guys, I know that Saturn is very, very hard. I went through that Saturn transit myself. Very difficult. Just know that better days are coming, so try to hang in there. Now, the two cards, I just showed you the two cards. So we're going to go ahead and lay the rest of the cards. And oh, another one just presented itself. And get started with the reading here. Okay. I would like to welcome my new subscribers, and for the diehards who've stuck with me over the past couple of years, thank you for moving into 2017 with me. I do have some new things that I'm going to be bringing you. Okay. Now, we have this Queen of Coins who has presented herself. Normally, this Queen of Coins will be an earth sign. She will be someone who is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But at the same time, it could simply represent the energy of groundedness, of being grounded. In terms of work, then she's going to be someone who works in retail, who handles accounts. She may be a banker or a bookkeeper or, a stockbroker. She's going to be someone who's good at handling money and projects, works, in saving the earth, ecological matters, like small animals, can be a property owner, even a real estate agent. I've seen that card show up as a real estate agent. So those are the qualities of the Queen of Pentacles. I liken her to the housewife queen. She's somebody who has a lot of things going on. She wears many, many, many different hats, and typically she's well organized and gets it all done. So let's go ahead and lay the rest of the cards. Page of Pentacles, King of Cups, Five of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Devil. That's our Saturn. That's our Saturn energy. And here I have the Page of Cups. Now, it's interesting because almost every spread I've done, people have kind of not been showing up normally the way that I would expect them to. So the way the cards are read are past, present, and future. And then I have past, present, and future. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the tarot, it is broken into two separate divisions. We have what are known as the major arcana, and these cards have names. They're going to be like Temperance, the Devil, Strength, the Wheel of Fortune, the Tower. And these cards represent spiritual and life lessons, okay? Then we have what are known as the pip cards. These are the numbered cards. So that would be our Eight of Swords, our Four of Coins, our Five of Cups. And they're also going to represent the court cards, which would be our pages, kings, queens, and knights. All right. Now, in the spread itself, I have three, what do you call it? Three court cards. I have the Queen of Coins, the King of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Now, please keep in mind that this reading will apply whether this is same-sex or heterosexual. So if it's same-sex, whomever's going to take the role of the male and or the female. Also know that just because this would represent a water sign, which would be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Please keep in mind that it may not be that particular sign that you are dealing with, but the person will have those kind of qualities. And right in the center, we see that we have this Cup King here, and the King of Cups is someone who typically is emotionally mature. He can sometimes have psychic ability. He's someone who's a very, very good listener. He's very kind and sympathetic and empathetic. Can have very, very good heartfelt advice. The flip side of this King of Cups is that he can also be someone who can be not very emotionally expressive. He can be emotionally stingy. He can also be struggling with lots of fantasies, ideas. This is somebody who's always got an idea but never does anything about it. He could also be someone who has addiction issues. This would be sexual addictions, drinking addictions, gambling addictions, drug addictions, whatever kind of addiction. In America, everything's an addiction. Breathing is an addiction in America. So this is the energy of this Cup King. Okay, now the swords in the tarot represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, concepts, and communication. The cups simply represent emotions. So we're talking about anger, sadness, fear. Okay, the coins represent not only finances, but they also represent what's done on the material plane, the actual doing of the work or the practicality of the work. And then, of course, our major arcanas. Now, what's interesting is I have 4 coin cards, 1 swords, and then I have 1, 2, 3 cup cards. Now, normally we don't look at this as like the regular cup card, but because the angel is holding the 2 cups, I do like to include that sometimes. Because there's an emotional component to this card. And that's really what the cups are all about. So in one respect, what I'm looking at is the way the cards are read are past, present, and future. Past, present, and future. And then there's the interplay of the cards. And Sagittarius represents the 9th house of the zodiac. So Sagittarius is about intellectual, spiritual, religious, cultural. These are the big scheme of things. Okay, it can deal with traveling around the world. It deals with higher education. This could be informal education. It deals with people and places at a distance. If not people who are literal foreigners, meaning they may live in another country, then it is speaking about someone who has a different set of ideas and beliefs and cultural mores and traditions, perhaps, than you do. But also what the card represents is a time of healing. Okay. Let me just get into the spread. What I'm looking at here is that this card, the 8 of Swords, speaks about being stuck in a particular way of thinking. It can be not knowing or feeling as though you are trapped and you are limited. Sometimes this card can be the victim mentality card. I can't even move from this spot, and choosing not to make a decision. Remember now, these are swords, so they represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communications. So what we have is a figure who is bound and blindfolded in front of these swords. Now, in other words, this is about you being in a place that you feel you can't get out of, or you're in a situation that you can't get out of. You think you can, and you're in that space because you feel as though you don't have enough information. You don't see your way out of this situation. That's what the blindfold says. But if you look really at the card, the person is loosely bound. So in other words, if this person so chooses, they can break those bonds, then they can remove the blindfold. And then they can see that they're not even surrounded. You see, there's an open space. This person can literally walk away from this if they so choose, okay? And what I feel in one respect is that this card with the Temperance card is saying that I think someone is in a position or feel that they're in a position where maybe they're feeling a bit different or out of sorts or not included in some way. This could be in perhaps in dealing with this Cup King here. But it is about also someone perhaps who has a different perspective on, let's say, religion or belief. This spiritual belief can be astrology. It can be metaphysics. It can be however you choose to express or learn about whatever it takes for you to feel spiritually fulfilled. Now we can see, as I say, that this card, we have the angel standing 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on shore. And this is about maintaining a balance. And because Sagittarius is a fire sign, we're looking at the balance of fire and water. Okay. And if you can find the right mix where the water stays just the right temperature, where it doesn't get too hot and boil over, or where the emotions become so strong, the water, and that's what the water represents, that it doesn't douse out the fire, then this is a balance that you're seeking. I feel for some of you, this has been, particularly if you're going through that Saturn transit, which you are, that this is really a way of trying to get a handle on both your emotions and your desire. And what I mean by that with the fire, I kind of equate fire energy because it's about your fighting spirit, your determination, your ambition, your go-get-'em attitude. And I kind of equate that to emotions too. So this is about while you're going through this Saturn transit to try to really get a handle on your emotions so that you can focus that into the things that you need to be focusing in on. And for some of you, this could be about achieving some type of financial security. Now, typically when people come to me for a reading, particularly through when Saturn is making a transit, Saturn is the Lord of karma and he's the father of time. And what Saturn does is he comes in to give you lessons, okay? He's here to teach you something. He's known as the great teacher, okay? And so a lot of these lessons are very, very difficult. But the reason why he's putting you through these, it's a test. And he's asking you to build up solid foundations. So most times when people come to me and they've got a huge Saturn transit going on, and I say, Saturn, you need to build up a stronger foundation. The first thing people think is that I'm talking specifically about their finances. So that means I need to go out and find a better job, or I need to start putting money aside to buy a house, or putting more money into my 401k. Not necessarily. It is simply about building up a stable foundation, really, so that you are more grounded. Okay. In other words, if your finances are in decent shape, then if something occurs that kind of throws you off, it doesn't leave you all at sea. Okay. That means you can kind of weather the storm for a little bit. So that's what I mean by building something. Saturn builds things, structures to stand the test of time. And these structures can be physical structures, spiritual structures, emotional structures, whatever it is that you need to feel more stable, more grounded, and something that when crises arrive, it's not going to completely throw you off balance. Okay. Now, I have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is a student. This is someone who's very studious. This could be about perhaps you wanting to go back to school. I do see here with the Temperance card and the Page of Pentacles. This is about, remember I said that the card is about traditional learning. It is also about informal learning. This can be about perhaps traveling to another city or another country to meet with somebody who maybe you admire. Say you're trying to build a new website and you want to go to some new coding conference or some new platform software conference. So sometimes it could be about that. The Page is also someone who's very, very serious. He's serious about his studies, but he also has good advice to give. Okay. Now here I've given you the meaning of this King of Cups. We move now into the Five of Cups. To me, the Five of Cups speaks to some type of emotional disappointment, but also an emotional adjustment. Okay. This represents the energy of Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio is one of the strongest aspects around. This is literally the aspect that if you have it in your natal chart, you can punch somebody in a fight and that one punch will kill them. Okay. It's a very, very strong aspect. It is combined that Mars is about war and aggression, drive, desire, ambition, passion, fighting spirit. And Scorpio is the sign of life or death experiences. It is a transformational thing. Okay. So it's that kind of an energy. And what we can see is that the person or the figure in this card is crying over something that didn't quite go well. Okay. Not only are they crying over it, but they're focused on it. I like in this card, I call this card the Two of Cups in disguise, because if you can only throw off the cloak of despair or shame or doubt or fear and turn around and look at this as a learning experience, you'll see that you have two cups. Now, the Two of Cups can be literally about another relationship. This could be about a relationship that did not go well. But it can also be about simply just finding the balance after you're coming out of this loss here or this emotional disappointment. I have the bottom row, which is the future row going forward. I have the Ace of Pentacles. And this is aces or opportunities. That's all they are. And you can't take advantage of an opportunity if you're not in the right space mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Okay. So this is about, I think what the cards are saying is that trying to get a balance and a handle on whatever this negative self-talk is, or this particular fear that you can't move out of a situation. Know that if you do move out of the situation, you can see clearly what it is you need to see. That yes, whenever there's change that comes about, and this is what the fives represent. Fives speak to changes, and sometimes these changes come through outside influences, okay? And so whenever there's a change, there is some disruption, and there could be some losses in that, all right? But if you look at it from the standpoint that this is a gift, and it is a new way and a new opportunity for you to do something new or different. That's really what the Ace of Coins. This is about an opportunity to do it a new way. There's a new path that's opening up for you. Okay. But in order to walk that path, first of all, you're going to have to make the decision to see the situation clearly for what it is. Recognize that there will be some losses and there's going to be some changes in that, you know, but ultimately with the two cups on this side and this new pathway opening up, you know, it's an opportunity. Now, in the center, what I have is the Four of Pentacles, and it's kind of the exact opposite of what I'm telling you, because the Four of Pentacles is about the card of being stable, being cautious, saving. It is about your resources. It can also be an indication that now may not be the exact time that you need to make a big, bold move, that it is best that you wait a little while longer. For some of you, the other thing is that it can be about someone who's not wanting to move from their position, because four is stable and it is fixed. Okay. So it represents the sun in Capricorn, and the sun leaves Capricorn today. It's the 20th. So tomorrow the sun will be moving into, I think, is it Sagittarius comes after Capricorn? Okay. It'll be moving into the next sign, I think. It may make some other transits back and forth, but anyway, This could also be about someone who's stingy. But as I said, the coins are not just about their finances. This could be someone who's stingy all around on a material plane. They don't give a lot of emotions. They don't share a lot of emotions. They're not willing to give back exactly what they may be receiving. It could also be about them not wanting to budge from a position that they have. And this could be literally in a physical sense, but also a metaphorical sense. Now, what this devil represents Capricorn, he represents Saturn. So this tells me that this transit of Capricorn is going to be important to some of you Sagittarian sun, moon, and risings. The devil represents the material plane. So again, we're speaking about food, drink, smell, finances, sex. He represents the material plane. But the devil can also be about karma, coming back around. It can be about self-sabotaging behaviors. The devil can represent fear, obstacles, worry, and anxiety. And if you take a look at worry and anxiety, and it really is all based around fear. So Saturn kind of represents things that you fear, people that you fear, places that you fear, situations that you fear. We can see that there's a change coming, but this is about being resistant to it. Okay. This is again about someone not wanting to budge. They are kind of stuck in a place. This can also be about being stuck in some type of relationship with someone. And again, feeling as though you cannot get yourself out of that relationship. But of course, that is a belief and a perception. Is it not? It is a choice. Yes, fear can be a real immobilizer, and it prevents people from stepping outside of their comfort zone. Now, I do feel in some respect, as we can see, the pages bring news and messages as well. Okay, so here we see someone who feels that, they're kind of stuck in place or not sure what they're supposed to be doing. In fact, they're not doing anything at all but the windmills of their mind. And then a message or some kind of news comes in. This message and this news is really an opportunity, a gateway opening up for you to take a different path. Okay. Here I see that there's some healing and some balance required. And maybe this is about getting your intuition, because as you can see that we have the sundial on his forehead and the corona being lit. Then we have the triangle here over the heart chakra. So this is really, I think, someone, or it involves a situation where someone is trying to tap into and tune their intuition to try to get inside of their heart space, maybe heal their heart space so that they themselves can, and trying to do it in a balanced manner, so that they themselves can perhaps move forward with something. You see, there's a pathway. There's another pathway there. And there is the crown in the back. So that kind of says that that's where you want to go. That's your crowning achievement. Okay. But in order to get there, you're going to have to, I don't know, figure out the balance between what you think the situation is and how the reality of the situation really is. Now, I feel that this has to do with this King of Cups. And for some of you, if this is not a water sign individual, then this is someone who, to you, is your King of Hearts. Okay? And we can see that this person is still kind of stuck. They're going through some type of perhaps healing or balance or even imbalance. And they are kind of stuck right where they are. They're not budging. They're not budging from their position, metaphorically, figuratively, literally. And the reason why perhaps well, let me get over here to this Queen of Pentacles. This queen here, even though she is in a grounded space, this is our future role. So we can see that she's grounded, but there's something that there is a loss for her. And maybe this is saying that, she herself is having difficulty moving away from this. So it kind of reads like it's two people that have some kind of connection with each other. And it's very, very difficult for them to disconnect. It's a disconnect. This way, I see that this king really feels as though he is just trapped. And I think in some part, he's also feeling sorry. Because remember, because I said this is the victim mentality card. Man, why is this shit? I can't figure out what it is that I need to do to get out of this. Why does it always seems like it turns out the same old way over and over again? Remember, it's karma. Okay, and sometimes you can get trapped in that loop of karma and you really cannot see your way out. But it speaks to that here. I also feel that because this shows up as swords, that what this telling me is that this guy spends more time with his thoughts about the situation. Okay. And he may be masking or hiding his emotions about it. He may not even be cognizant of the way he truly feels about the situation. And we do see this limiting, and this is about burdens, limitations, restrictions, commitments. So this to me in one respect speaks to it is the way this individual thinks, but he thinks that way perhaps because of past experiences. I would also say that this particular queen has some past experiences with emotional losses, and therefore she herself is kind of stuck. Okay. But then I have this really, see, look, we 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and then the Ace of Pentacles. And again, this is a disconnect between what's being thought or what's being felt. And this is really offering you some new type of opportunity. Now, this row, the Queen of Coins, the Page of Pentacles, and the Devil. So this could literally be about, she's dealing right now more on an earthly plane. And maybe she herself is limited and restricted. Maybe she has some things going on. Maybe she herself is trying to build up her groundedness. But there's this devil that's here. And I cannot ignore that the devil really can be about being karmically tied to someone. This row, however, is the most intriguing because I have the Queen, the King, and the Ace of Pentacles. And I am not exactly sure if the cards are telling me that no matter what the situation is between these two people right now, there really is a gift in this. There really is an opportunity to do things differently. But if both of these people are still tied in their devil energy, okay, and this could also be about, devil can also be control. And it could be about two people stubbornly refusing to budge from their positions. Okay, so it can apply to both. And one person being affected in this manner in their thoughts, and the other person being affected in this manner in an emotional sense. And then I have this page. And the page is also brings messages and news. Now what's interesting is I have, and they are representative of each other. There's the Queen sending out her message. Okay. And here is the King sending out his message. So these are of the same suit. So this is to me perhaps a different aspect of these two people because these pages support them. You know, what's interesting is that I don't see any cards of leaving. It's really, this says that it's a new opportunity, and maybe what these cards, the Four of Pentacles and the Devil, are telling me is that it's on hold right now. It's on hold perhaps for one person from a financial standpoint, and it's on hold for another person from an emotional standpoint. You know, but again, the message that I'm getting is that this person is like the answer to this Four of Coins, and he is the answer for that Five of Cups. And this could be why we have this here. Nevertheless, Saturn is coming in to ask that some firmer foundations be built, perhaps for one individual in a financial sense, perhaps for the other individual in a emotional sense. And this is not necessarily about someone who is financially, like, has a bunch of money. It could just be somebody who is more financially balanced than this person. In other words, this person may have a problem with overspending or gambling, as I said, and this person has more control over that in their life. Okay, and he could be someone who has more control over his emotional responses, but this person does not. Okay, so it's kind of like, really, there's a balance between the two people, even though there's just weird ass energy with them. So I want to take a look at what this Eight of Swords says. This is a really strange spread. There are no repeater numbers here. I simply have I have a 4, a 5, and an 8, and everything else, the Queen, the King, the Devil, and Temperance. What are these two cards trying to tell me? Now, we do have Saturn and Sagittarius. And maybe this is what the two cards are speaking about, that this situation is such that there are some real differences, perhaps between these two people. Maybe one person doesn't believe in the way this person believes. Maybe there's some philosophical, religious, or spiritual differences. Maybe one person is, again, financially more responsible than the other person. The other person is more emotionally responsible than the other person. It could also be someone who's very, very foreign to you. Maybe this is somebody who's from a different cultural background or racial background or educational background, social background, traditional background. But it could also be, if it's not someone who is foreign to you in that respect, then it is simply someone who's foreign to you because you don't quite understand where each other's coming from. And that could be why we have this not being able to see our way out of this situation. We don't have an eye, a view to how are we going to overlook these 3 spilt cups and get to this, because we do have the opportunity to do so. And maybe what the Devil is saying is that there needs to be a bit more passage of time. There needs to be a bit more work done. It is the material plane in some regard. I know that I have Saturn in Sagittarius at the base of my chart. And so everything that happens below the astrological chart is divided into 2 wheels. There's the upper half and the lower half. And everything that's down here represents your home base. These are things that people don't see. But everything that's up here represents the public sphere. Okay, so maybe this is what they're talking about. They could be at odds where one person is going through a career issue where the other person's having issues at home, or vice versa. It's kind of an odd spread. But this Devil tells me, in one respect, that whatever this connection is, it's a deep connection. It's a powerful connection. I would say in one respect, it's a karmic connection. But what I don't see is anything really, really negative. And karmic connections are not, they're not the easiest, and they're not always about love. They really are lessons coming in, karmic lessons coming in to teach you about yourself. It could be that these two people have karmic debts to each other, and they're maybe they had an opportunity to work those things out, but something obviously did not go as planned. So no matter how it's looked at, how the situation is viewed, whether it's looked at or not, and whether someone sees really the value of those losses or not, it is still a brand new opportunity to do things a different way. What I find most intriguing is that these two cards, because they both represent being stuck, both of them, not moving. So, I want to take a look at this Eight of Swords. This is a very strange spread. This can also be some type of obsession between these two people. I can't stop thinking about her. Oh, I can't stop loving him. Yeah, that's what the devil can represent. He can represent obsessions as well. You know, if I saw the Ace of Wands come out, I would say this is a highly sexual addiction, obsession between two people. That can be an implication there because he does rule the physical plane. But there's cups here and there's coins here. And maybe the only card that is kind of out of place in terms of the suits being represented is this, the swords. Thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications. And maybe this is someone who thinks that it's going to be the same old, same old. That's what he thinks. And maybe this person is saying it's the same old, same old in the way that they feel. You know, I don't know. But nevertheless, the overall energy is this Page of Cups. And that says there's a new message and one that will surprise you coming in. It has an emotional component to it. Doesn't tell me what that message is. I don't know. Okay, let's look at this Eight of Swords here. I mean, look at this. Thought, meditation. So someone, as I say, they're thinking, but they can't see what it is they need to see. So here we have the dispiacere, the anxiety, the worry, the tears. Why? Perhaps because it's based on fear and past experiences. And then we have the donna maritata, the attraction to a married woman, or the woman with children, or the person who is in a nurturing capacity. Now, because I don't at the moment see this as a, I'm going to put you 5 more minutes on the thing here. Because I don't see this, a third party in this particular spread, I have the 3 cups here, but that just could tell me that maybe there were 3 incidences that occurred, or there were 3 attempts. Okay. Maybe this guy, you know, I really don't know. So let's pull cards on this 5 of Cups. So as I was saying, since I don't see any indication of a third party in the situation, I think this is something that's going on between just these 2 individuals here. You know, it's odd the way the cards come out sometimes. We have this huge transit going on with Pisces right now. So this could be what the cup cards are speaking. He does represent Pisces. And then we have these huge, all of these coins here. So this could be speaking about the time in Capricorn. The cards are just funny the way they come out sometimes. We can see that. I do believe that this time of Capricorn right now and this Saturn in Sagittarius is going to be a major player moving forward, okay? It has a lot to do with whatever this situation is speaking about. Let's put cards on this 5. Actually, I'm going to put cards on these 2, the 5 of Cups and the Devil, together. Well, well, well. Now, remember I was saying that I didn't see a third party? Well, now I'm not sure, because here we have the Lamante, the female lover. I don't know if this is the same person or if it's, I mean, two aspects of the same person, or if it's really speaking to two different people. There was a visit or a trip that occurred. And this is the longing, the desire, the sighing, and the waiting. And then we have this Lamante, female lover. I'm perplexed by what the cards are trying to tell me on the Devil and the Five of Cups. In a way, it's like the cards are saying that maybe there was a visit or a trip and it did not quite maybe end well or go as expected, but there's also a desire to return to that. We have this Lamante, female lover, falling on the Devil card. So this is definitely some type of attachment between these two people. It is like the cards are saying that the story is not over. I don't know. Let's take a look and see what this Four of Pentacles, even if they're no longer in contact with each other. And I say that because I have this these open expanses. This is not the Ten of Cups. It is not the Three of Cups. So to me, there speaks to a distance between these two people, but a distance on many levels, many different levels. See, this person standing on a beach scene, and then this person is in a cityscape. So that could be an identifier. Maybe one person lives by water, the other person lives in a landlocked kind of a environment. Let's look at this Four of Pentacles. These are really strange. And I think what stands out the most to me is that in the center of this, I have the Dispiacere, and then I have the Sospiri. This could be someone thinking that they're never going to find this kind of individual. But if that's the case, there she is. This could be someone thinking that because it didn't go well, that there's somebody new in the picture. I'm not necessarily seeing that, though. I can't say yes or no for certain. Let's see what the Four of Pentacles is telling us. Well, it definitely has something to do with an individual who, he's known as the Lord of the Manor or high society. Maybe this is, like I said, he's hanging on to his position. Okay, and this could be literally because maybe they have different ideas and different ways of approaching things. Maybe this person's a Catholic and this person is a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know. I'm just pulling things out of the air. So there's a difference between that. Maybe it could be that this person is radically different from the people that they've been with before. Maybe he's radically different from the person, the kind of people she's been with before. But definitely this Eight of Swords with this Temperance card tells me that there is some type of something either intellectually, philosophically, religiously, spiritually, even geographically. There's something that either one or both of these people feel that they cannot bridge, okay? The letter. Now, the letter can mean anything. It could be a deed to a house, a document, a new contract. It could simply be that, an email or a letter or a text message. These are 13th century cards. They didn't have electronics back then. And then we have the Denari, okay? And this is about finances, but it also represents some type of security. Look at this guy. He's secure in his position, this person, very secure in their position. But are they secure out of fear of moving away, of stepping outside of their comfort zone? Okay? Or does it have to do with their actual physical security? Maybe the person feels that they don't have enough money at this time, and maybe that's what they're working on, so they're trying to hang on to what they have now. This is an odd spread. And this could be about someone who maybe is feeling that if they don't have that type of financial security, that they don't have anything to offer someone. Okay? Maybe if there was a past relationship that they had, maybe the person left them because, hell, maybe when a person left them, they took a lot of things. I don't know. That's a strange spread. Okay, so for those of you that this spread did not resonate with, please formulate a question in your mind, and I'm going to pull one angel answer card, and perhaps this card can give you some advice of what you need to know next. These cards are just weird, and they've been like that for almost every reading. Every single zodiac sign. But you know, the nodes are about to change signs pretty soon. We will finally be leaving that nodal energy of karma and fate. Remember, that's what 2016 was all about, because it ran, the eclipses ran along the Pisces Virgo axis, and that was the axis of karma and fate. Well, now we're moving into the Leo Aquarius axis. And so this could be speaking about perhaps something that will not occur, or I don't know. I can't even tell you. So I'm not even going to try to speculate. So let's go here and pull one card. Again, this card has come up. It says perfect timing. You know, I don't know what that, and I guess it could be saying that this is going to change when it's the right time. That's what Libra is all about. Divine timing. The sword, karma, divine timing. And in the meantime, it is two people. You know, I just get the sense that the two people want to be together, but for whatever reason, you know, this was another reading that came out. Was that, I don't know if it was Virgo, or if it was Libra, or if it was Leo. It might have been Gemini. I think it was Gemini. The same exact reading. So go back and look at the Gemini reading. I think that's right. And that might give you a bit more clues as to what this is talking about. But this was for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And so I hope those messages helped you. And until the next time, Namaste.